Respect is not a right, it's a reward. A quiet prize earned not through loud declarations or hollow gestures, but through discipline, presence, and unshakable character. It is not something handed out freely. It is not something you can demand. And it certainly is not something you can fake. True respect is forged in silence, in the way you walk when no one is watching, in the standards you uphold when there's no applause. It is carved into the soul of those who choose strength over comfort, integrity over convenience, and self-mastery over chaos. Yet many wonder why they are overlooked, dismissed, or treated as insignificant. They ask, "Why don't people respect me?" But the truth is painful. We invite how others treat us. Through subtle signals, how we speak, how we act, how we carry ourselves, we teach the world how to see us. And if you tolerate weakness in yourself, the world will mirror that weakness right back to you. There are 5 behaviors, 5 silent assassins, that will always strip you of respect. They poison your presence, weaken your voice, and make you invisible even in the spotlight. If you can root them out, if you can eliminate these 5 traps, then something extraordinary happens. The world cannot ignore you. Your strength becomes undeniable. 1. Constantly seeking validation. There is no quicker way to forfeit respect than to beg for it. A man who is addicted to approval has already surrendered his power. You can feel it in his laugh, it comes too easily. You hear it in his voice, he agrees too quickly. And you see it in his eyes, the silent plea to be liked, to be accepted. But in this exhausting pursuit of belonging, he becomes a stranger to himself. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "It never ceases to amaze me. We all love ourselves more than other people, but care more about their opinions than our own." What a tragic contradiction. We build entire lives around applause that fades as quickly as it comes, chasing admiration while abandoning authenticity. So ask yourself, who are you living for? The approval of strangers? The claps of the crowd? Or are you living for something deeper? Something rooted within that cannot be taken? A respected man doesn't advertise his worth. He doesn't cry out for recognition. He carries himself with quiet assurance, anchored by principles that do not waver with public opinion. His validation comes from action, not approval. If you need others to affirm your strength, then you have not yet discovered it. 2. Letting emotions control you. A man who cannot master himself will always be ruled by the world around him. He is a slave, not to another person, but to his impulses. Anger ignites and he lashes out. Fear tightens its grip and he hesitates. Doubt whispers and he collapses. These are not mere emotions, they are tyrants. And they will command your life unless you rise above them. Epictetus said it plainly. No man is free who is not master of himself. You can have wealth, status, talent, but without control, you are at the mercy of passing storms. The man who is easily provoked is easy to predict. And what can be predicted can be controlled. Respected men do not react, they respond. Their presence is steady. Their minds unshaken, their actions deliberate. They are not emotionless, they are emotionally disciplined. They feel deeply but remain guided by reason, not impulse. When you learn to pause in the heat of anger, to breathe through fear, to act through doubt, you begin to command yourself. And when you command yourself, you begin to command respect. 3. Making excuses. There is no honor in excuses, no dignity in blame, The world may sympathize with your story, but it will only respect your strength. Weak men justify failure. Strong men take ownership. The difference isn't in circumstance, it's in character. When you point fingers at your past, your environment, or the people around you, you may feel temporarily relieved, but you also hand away your power. Seneca once said, "It is not because things are difficult that we do not dare. It is because we do not dare that they are difficult." Every excuse you make becomes a chain around your neck. Every complaint becomes a declaration that life is stronger than you are. Respect does not grow in the soil of victimhood. It grows in the hands of those who say, "No matter what happened, I am responsible for what comes next." The man who owns his flaws, who says, "I was wrong," without flinching, who uses failure as fuel, he earns something that excuses can never buy: credibility. You either justify your weakness or you rise above it. Only one path leads to the dignity you seek. 4. Choosing comfort over growth. There is a subtle death that happens when a man stops growing. It doesn't come with pain or a loud ending, it comes with comfort. He settles into what he knows. He tells himself, "This is enough," and in that moment, his edge dulls, his fire dims, his hunger dies, and with it, so does the respect others once had for him. Growth is not a luxury. It is a necessity. Marcus Aurelius offered us a powerful reminder: the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. In other words, discomfort is not your enemy, it's your teacher. The obstacle is not a wall, it's a gate. And the key is your willingness to evolve. Too many men sleepwalk through life, comforted by past victories, numbed by routine, afraid to disturb the peace with new ambition. But stagnation is a quiet betrayal of your own potential. Respect comes from movement, from saying, "What I did yesterday is not enough for who I must become tomorrow." From pushing past fear, not because you're fearless, but because growth matters more than safety. Live urgently. Pursue progress relentlessly. Let each day stretch you, test you, demand more from you. In that forge of pressure and persistence, true strength is born. 5. Talking more than you act. Words are easy. Actions are sacred. A man who constantly talks about his plans, dreams, and supposed greatness but does nothing, slowly destroys his own credibility. His voice becomes noise. His ambition becomes theater. No one respects a man who speaks much and delivers little. Heraclitus said, "Character is fate, and character is not built through promises, it is revealed through action." The more you talk without doing, the more people stop listening. Respect withers in the face of inconsistency. Every time you say you'll change and stay the same, you shrink in the eyes of others. Every time you boast without backing it up, you reinforce a reputation of emptiness. There is a quiet power in action, in letting your results speak louder than your intentions, in doing what needs to be done without needing to announce it. Do the work, build silently, and let success make the noise. The path forward. You cannot demand respect, but you can earn it. And that path begins with eliminating what weakens you. Let go of the need for validation. Master your emotions instead of being mastered by them. Reject excuses and embrace ownership. Choose growth over comfort every single time. Speak less, do more. These are not just principles. They are armor. And once you wear them long enough, they become who you are. So if you are tired of being overlooked, Tired of being dismissed or underestimated? Then it's time to change from the inside out. Strip away the behaviors that betray your potential. Replace them with habits that build an unshakable presence. The world may not bow to weakness, but it cannot ignore strength. Respect isn't granted, it's summoned by the man who dares to walk a higher path.